Hello to my beautiful souls, my Aries out there in Aries land. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, Aries. Let's do it. See what's going on. See what's going on in your land, Aries. I'm sending you all lots of love and light. Make sure you're getting out and getting some sun, Aries. You're a fire sign. Any kind of confusion that's going on, somebody's gonna be feeling quite lucky. I mean, that you've broken some kind of generational cycle chain and curse. I'm saying a judgment card and learning how to rise above judgment. What I picked up in your reading before we really dive in is that you've had a spirit in your life that has pulled you down into something, maybe 5 marriages. This could be 5 cups, or leading into 5 marriages, or 4 marriages, and somebody's about to be pulled into something that would have caused a 5th something, maybe, because I'm looking at this chariot card here. That would have caused a bunch of confusion, right? Would have caused a bunch of confusion because somebody was keeping you in this judgmental state of mind, right? Instead of rising above the judgment. And who we link up with, this connects us with the death card, really could end our whole idea on marriage. Like who you're linking up with, who you're talking to. You're now learning how to toss fear, doubt, uncertainty into a burning bowl, and you're saying, okay, I'd rather get outside and get some sun. I'm no longer inspired or motivated by energies who like to sit around and talk about people behind their backs. I don't want to sit around that table because somebody has experienced way too much karma. It's like, okay, you're just sitting there like, okay, somebody, you're already balanced out. You came out the womb balanced out, Aries. Okay, that's everybody. You came out. You were born in. Everybody is born into darkness, and everybody's making their way back to pure consciousness, right? And so when you're around people who feel like, oh, this one over here, they know, they feel like they think they know you better than you know yourself, like in terms of what balances you out, like in terms of marriage. What they're really saying is they're projecting themselves onto you, even if it's another Aries. They may not have pulled their birth chart. Maybe they don't believe in birth charts. Maybe they're not ready to purge, their flesh, right? Remember, you all are ruled by Mars, which is a sexual planet. It's a masculine planet. It's a sexual planet. It's a war planet. Mars, that's a tower card, right? But you're like, I'm tired of having tower moments. I'm tired of having awakenings after the fact. I want to be able to see something before it happens. I don't want to keep tossing, I don't want to be impulsive anymore. So I do see somebody getting married. So congratulations to you there, first and foremost. But I'm telling you, somebody's like, you're not going to keep being pulled into other people's emotional battles, right? So if you're watching this video on Saturday, this video is going to take us all the way to October 3rd. We're in first quarter moon phase. We have a first quarter moon in Capricorn. Capricorn's symbol is the goat, the sea goat, like SEA, the emotions. They rule 10th house. Somebody, your career and vocation. Somebody feels like they know what's best for your career, and they know what's best for you when it comes to the call on your life. In other words, somebody's playing God in your life. Like they play, I know what's best. I know what's best, because they feel like they know what's best for them. They feel like they know what's best for you. And this could be another Aries that's doing this to you. So every time somebody makes you cry, I was just joking. You can't take a joke. No, I can't. Because you feel like an open enemy. Somebody's always gambling with your emotions, right? Playing games with your emotion, like checker, like you're a pawn in a game. Always joking around with your emotions, everybody else's emotions. They like to see people cry. They have a God complex. They have a God, whoever this energy, they have a God complex. And like I said, it could be another Aries, but it's not you. It's not you. You're too high vibrational for this. You're too structured and you're too authoritative, whoever you are, to be around ruthless people who always got to call people garden tools behind their backs, right? Always in fight mode. Just in case if so-and-so try to start some mess. They on net frequency, right? Raise yours. It's time to put the past behind you. You and somebody would be putting the past behind you, putting a manhole cover over the past. These type of energies who they like to ram their way into people's lives, you and your kids' lives. They got to talk down to people. Just do the most, right? You're creating a bunch of chaos and confusion. That's not the frequency that you're on. So this is the energy that you could be, if you're already married and this energy is in your family, they have no more access to your marriage. None. They've overstepped way too many boundaries in the past. With their mouth, 2 and 1 is 3. They've overstepped way too many boundaries. So if this is, even if it's somebody's mom or dad, if it's somebody's siblings, other friends, whoever, I'm telling y'all, your circle gonna be so tight, it's gonna feel like you hopping around in a circle by yourself. That's the frequency that somebody is on, because you feel whole and complete, first of all, and you trying to align yourself with other people who feel whole and complete. Somebody step over a line, they have no problem enforcing a boundary. None. They don't care who it is. Mama, daddy, kids, adult kids. Y'all, we ain't talking about little kids. Family members, whomever. They have no problem saying, okay, you kicked out of the circle. That's not being mean-spirited, but somebody is like, I'll be darned. This is you right here. You be darned if you're going to be sitting somewhere crying constantly. This energy is always got to put a blowtorch up under your back. They always got to... Somebody could be dealing with... You could be a high-vibrating Aries, someone who is courageous, energetic, and pioneering. But you could be also dealing with an impulsive, aggressive, and impatient Aries. So that loves to see people crying. They got to always put somebody through a humiliation ceremony, right? If something's over... Somebody walk away from them, they got to go straight to humiliation ceremony. You know, nope. They got to humiliate their friends, family members, love interests. Somebody was married to them. They were, I balanced them out, and you know, they too much of a sweetheart, and I had their best interest at heart, and I had to put a fire up under them. As if you raising somebody, like somebody had to raise. Listen, somebody was basically saying they had to raise. If you're a sweetheart Aries. Somebody was basically like saying that they had to raise you. They had to keep putting a fire up under you to get you fired up. Hello, you are ruled by Mars. That's the fighting. People fight in different ways. People fight in different ways. Some people fight in the therapist's office. They go, you know what? I don't want to bring all of that fight home. I don't want to be cursing my spouse out, my mate out. So I'm gonna fight through this. I'm gonna fight something generationally in the therapist's office. That's how some people fight. They say, I'm not bringing that ruthlessness home to my person. I'm not doing that to them, right? And for that, you're being rewarded. Tons of opportunities are coming across your path. Somebody's going from local to global just because of that. You're leaving all of that ruthlessness behind, and anybody that's connected to that level of ruthlessness. You say, I don't want to be connected to that. I'm trying to go global. I don't want my reputation around the world to be known as that I'm ruthless and that, you know, I'm not balanced out unless I'm in a relationship with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So somebody is whole and complete by themselves, and I'm telling you, somebody's getting married. So congratulations to you. Let's get into your reading. Let's get into it, right? So first card out of the deck is, your card begins, because we're still in eclipse season, right? So the energy is still active. It's bringing powerful endings and new beginnings for you all. And so your card begins to spread. So Spirit is highlighting your strength, Aries, authority, and a need to stand firm in your truth this week, right? Yeah. Challenge. The challenge is emotional release. So Spirit asks you to honor what is lost, but also focus on the blessing that still remains. See these two cups right? Well, I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, you got two cups here. You're not spilling those two cups. Two symbolizes peace. You're such an independent sign. For you, you're like, you know what? You're at peace with being by yourself until you can attract what you know is best for you. People fight in different ways. But some people feel like cry one time, they done. They cry two, you'll never talk to them again. Because it's like somebody could be linked up with some energies who like, oh, you know, people cry all the time. It's just a crybaby. Now, some people really, really are a sweetheart, and they have a lot of extra emotions, and they're very sensitive to other people's energy. Somebody crying doesn't mean that somebody is crying because of something that was done to them. They could be crying saying, remember, 5 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. We're not talking about a Scorpio, but that's death. Somebody could be saying, okay, what this person just said, it ended it. What this person just said, it ended it. They still linking up with a low vibrating Leo. And I'm going to say this because Leo's rule 5th house, right? But also, it connects us with Scorpio. We're not necessarily talking about a Leo or necessarily talking about a Scorpio. Somebody has been in a loop for a long time. Somebody feels like they got to keep you in a loop about something, but it's always something negative, always something low vibrational, but it ends up making you cry. It's like saying, it's like being friends or family members with people who, y'all know, I want to say everybody has these type of friends that not, and that's why you got people write these great sitcoms and comedic, shows and stuff, because so many people have it in common. You always got that person who wants to keep you up on a scoop. You know, what's the name of the character on in Living Color? Bonita Betrayal. Be sitting by the window talk about, you ain't heard it from me. That type of energy with somebody, you take some of the things that they say in jest, but when it comes to your marriage, whoever you are, they always crossing a line with the stuff that they say. So somebody is not going to learn until you keep them completely out of your marriage. Like somebody's going to, because they're ruthless with the stuff that they say. They're ruthless with the stuff that they do. And that has been the state of confusion, has kept you in this state of confusion here. Aries, y'all got to remember that y'all are the Emperor card. This is a person who is structured and authoritative, right? This is high vibrational. Structured and authoritative, but linking up with the wrong Aries will cause you to be impatient, impulsive, and also violent, aggressive, not assertive. You're ruled by an assertive planet, but they will cause you to be aggressive towards energy. Well, you gotta make them do right. You gotta make them, they just crying, to forget all them tears, just being cold-blooded around tears, right? When really what they're saying, they're projecting what's going on in their marriage onto yours, whoever the energy is. So, and sometimes people don't get a message until a person walks away, whether you're the one that's walking away or somebody else is walking away. But now you're learning how to say, I need to come out of a depth of ocean of emotions. I need to go outside and get some sunlight. Like I said, when I first turned the camera on, before I laid the cars out, get outside and get some sunlight, and that's going to recharge you. Toss some things into a burning ball, confusion, chaos, whatever. Some people, sometimes you never know what you say to an energy that says, okay, all right, that's the end of that. That's just the end. Somebody would go that low, pull somebody down into death. Like, that somebody says, okay, I want to see that person cry. So I'm gonna have somebody talk about a loved one that died, so somebody can record them crying and not seeing because their head is lowered. And once somebody pick up wind of that or some kind of feelings that making the connection, right? 5 and 8 is 13. That's where the rebirth goes right there. 13 is a rebirth number, right? That is where a rebirth goes. That's when somebody knows, okay, 1 and 3 is 4. It takes you back to a dark Aries, right? You could be high vibrational, but the emotional aspect could be put to light Aries, dark Aries energy. But Aries is either the sun or moon sign. Somebody has made the connection there, and then back to, okay, marriage. Somebody feel like, okay, somebody needs to toughen up, so they cry about everything. I keep trying to tell people that a person who is not afraid to express themselves, like through tears, they're not afraid to express it. You want somebody to be able to pick up on your emotions. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. Some people are so used to being around people who are tough as nails. They never shed a tear. They never, so on and so forth. Somebody could have been talking about death. Somebody could have been talking about the death of a loved one, maybe a father, because father figure, right? But somebody did not go down to the Ace of Cups. Somebody just was right at the 5 of Cups, or saw somebody crying over something and don't know where the beginning of it started. Ace of Cups is like, that's the beginning, new, right? Somebody had no idea like where something started. So Emperor card is like respect for fatherhood. And so somebody could have talked about somebody's father died, and that could have caused somebody to cry. But when you're dealing with dark magician energies that like to keep you in the loop, that's just like the game of telephone. The teacher sits at the beginning of the circle here, right? All the kids are around the circle. The teacher may say something in one student's ear. By the time it gets back around to the circle, guess what? The word has changed, right? So somebody never got to the bottom of something to find out what the tears or whatever was about. And anyone, all somebody just knows, hey, just keep me in the loop, keep me in the loop. I just want to be kept in the loop, kept in the loop. And somebody's basically, so what I'm seeing in your cards, whoever you are, Aries, is being very careful with people who keeping you in the loop, who feel like they know what's better for you than you know, and you know yourself better than anybody. That's what Source is trying to tell you. I see you getting married, but this time I see you keeping 2 types of energies, possibly 3, out of your relationship altogether. That's off limits. How somebody is doing is none of their business. Not even a fine. That's off limits. Somebody's marriage from now on is going to be off limits. It's not even open for a topic of discussion, period. Even if a person says, well, I was just playing, nah. Something is over for good, because somebody loves to keep on playing, but you seem to be on the receiving end of the tears. So are they playing with you too? It's almost like somebody doesn't respect somebody's marriage. I don't know if somebody's been married before, getting ready to get married, been married several times, whatever. But it's like somebody doesn't, whoever's treating you, if they're married, they don't respect your decision to be married. Right? So they feel like they always got to keep you in the loop about something, right? Got to record stuff, this and that, so on and so forth. All of that's about to go out the window, because you're learning how to rise above judgment. And I don't really like saying women's intuition, because men have intuition just as strong as women do. So somebody is definitely getting their balanced out energy. That's what I'm seeing here. You're getting into your balanced out energy. So yeah, so the challenge was the 5 of Cups. And so at the root of something was the Magician card. At the root lies manifestation power. So Spirit reminds you that your words, thoughts, and actions are shaping your reality. When you keep telling people, keep me in the loop, always consider the source. Always consider the source, because somebody started seeing a pattern like, okay, somebody either is insulting my intelligence and thinking that they know what's better for me in terms of a marriage than I do for myself. So it's almost like somebody sees in an unhealthy way. Somebody, you got some energies that see anybody that you have in your life is their competition. How the heck is that going to work? Unless everybody is married to each other. How is that going to work? It's not. So the past influences was this, a recent departure or release has created space for transformation. So Spirit shows this was necessary for your path forward. You're walking away in complete and total disillusionment. You're just like, you know what? I cannot believe I didn't have eyes in the back of my head to see something coming. So somebody now has the gift of hindsight. That's the beauty of something else. You have the gift of hindsight. Like in hindsight, somebody would have said, you know what? The moment I saw somebody crying in their personal or professional life, you got to recognize that sensitive people are also sensitive to it. They're sensitive to all energy. They're sensitive to pets. They're sensitive to babies. They're sensitive to you. They're sensitive to me. They pick up on energy very well. They're sponges. And so sometimes people walk around with so much other people's emotions on their back, praying for people, and I got to look out for this person. I got to look out for that person. I got to make sure such and such. Somebody is now having a total recall. Your ruling planet is a Tower card, which you don't see here. But right now, somebody's having a total recall of how easily some people cry, because they feel like, okay, once a person decides they walking away, like some of y'all have raised kids like this. Like some of y'all kids, they learned your independence. They were affected by your independence in a very healthy way. So people know if they cry about something, they ain't coming back. They ain't coming back. You can, if you don't know anything else, you gonna know. Somebody gonna know if they raise a sensitive child, when they decide they ain't coming back and they were influenced by an Aries. Oh heck no. Aries, y'all are too powerful of a zodiac sign. So if y'all raise kids that say they ain't coming back, they ain't coming back. Somebody should have told somebody else. If you have a child that is in Aries, this is how powerful Aries energy is. Y'all are so independent, it scares people sometimes. It really scares people just how independent Aries are. But you gotta remember, you're the first sign of the zodiac. Y'all rule first house, right? And so you raise kids that's independent. The child, they came out the womb holding a bottle in their mouth. They came out the room cooking eggs and bacon on the stove. I'm just kidding. But y'all get the point, right? So somebody ought to know that, okay, if you say certain things to somebody, they ain't coming back. They're not coming back. It's a wrap. It's done. You can consider it dead. It's the situation has been deaded. That's the 5 of Cups. 5, 6, and 7 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. They ain't hanging around. They cry on their job. They ain't coming back. You know, but something has to happen. Like, something has to be so cold-blooded, and doesn't come back is not always in a physical sense. It can mean, okay, if they got a job they got to go back to, then that's a person they don't trust anymore. They're not going back to that person. They don't trust them because somebody then toxic manhandles somebody's emotions. Y'all get the point? So yeah, every Aries, especially if you have kids and you know you got that sensitive, well, they ain't coming back. Oh no. Whether it's this sun or moon side of the child, you can forget it. They ain't coming back. Somebody need to have a meeting about another meeting because a line has been crossed. And so that's how some people fight to protect their peace. Everybody's not fighting, duking it out where you got, you know, like on Batman when you see the sun, kapow, kapoom, this and that. Some people, that's how they fight to protect their peace. They leave and they ain't never coming back. So somebody is really learning to keep people out of your relationships, to really keep people out of your relationships, especially people who see your person as their competition. Like, nope. So, looking at the Chariot card here, this is how you perceive yourself, right? Well, you perceive yourself as the Knight of Wands, right? You're a free-spirited energy, right? But let's look at the conscious influence. The conscious influence would be the Chariot card, right? And so the Chariot card says you're focused on movement and determination. So Spirit asks you that your drive be aligned with higher guidance and not just willpower, right? If you even feel like, this is the I feel sign. This is Cancer, right? Cancer is the mother and money sign of the zodiac. Money, time is money, right? If you feel like you've been around somebody long enough to know that I got a feeling about something, I go really tap into their emotions. If I got a feeling about something, I'm gonna listen to my feelings. Whether it's dark or light. This is you being a prayer warrior. I prayed to be in a marriage where somebody would be sensitive to my emotions, right? So somebody could be picking up on your emotions that made them cry. Like, okay, Aries is around people who are cold-blooded, right? And you could be married to a person who is a crier, who just like the way they're like, okay, why do you keep hanging around those type of people? It could be a man or woman. Why do you keep hanging around them? They don't really care about you. It's like, oh, this person, they really have my best interest at heart. But the way they express themselves may be through tears, right? That could be their way of fighting for the relationship. Like I said, y'all are ruled by a fighting planet. Like y'all are ruled by a masculine planet. That's Mars, right? But you also know at what point did somebody overstep a line, and you realize, okay, somebody done really overstepped the line. Okay, this is a wrap. Somebody likes putting people through humiliation ceremonies. Somebody likes putting people through humiliation. That's why so much water here. Calling them garden tools, and that's where they be that's how they able to travel all over the world. They sleep in this place and sleeping with that person, sleeping with that person. Who is going to come back to that? Whether somebody said it about you or to you or whatever. You as an Aries may fight in a different way. Like, okay, I'm fighting for my reputation, so I'm going to let that person have it. Like, how dare you? But another person who is a crier, because I'm seeing a lot of water here, and somebody maybe by the time 5, 6, 7 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. This right here, somebody says, nah, that's the end. That's the end of that. That's the end. That's the end. That's 12th house. That's the end. You're breaking that chain, breaking some kind of generational cycle chain and curse, because people fight for things, and some people don't hear people until they finally walk away and they know they never coming back. And somebody's, oh, that person is ruthless. I can't believe, you're supposed to fight for your love. Somebody was fighting through their tears. So looking at the cards here, somebody's learning how to rise above the judgment of people who are criers and recognize, okay, they're sensitive to everything. They're sensitive to everything. So if I'm sitting in a bank meeting and their energy is magnetic, that's what crying is. They pick up on a feeling. It's in receiving mode, and they look over me and just, you know, like look over at you, and or if they're in a setting where something makes them cry in a setting, then they're picking up on a lot of energy that could be overwhelming. That is the key. If you're protecting your person, that's time to get up and we got to go. They're picking up on some kind of energy. That right there could actually make somebody very wealthy too, because remember I said, whether somebody's sun or moon, Cancer, whoever it is, whether your sun or moon is Aries, whatever, somebody that people think they're on their high horse knows when to leave a situation, knows when to sell stock, knows when to buy stock, knows when to listen to people, knows how, you know, they have a good handle on, okay, they're very sensitive to something. Okay, so if somebody says, hey, you should play, you should buy this stock, or you should buy this bond, or you should invest in this or invest in that, they'll pray about it, get a feeling about something and say, okay, I'm going in, source. I know you got me covered, right? That kind of stuff. So very, very creative. When you think about criers, they're very sensitive. That's how some of the best songs are written, because they're tapping into an emotion that a lot of people are not willing to go through, right? They'll take it all the way down to the lowest of emotion. And people sitting out there crying. I was thinking about, y'all know what I'm saying, like when you start thinking about certain songs, and it evokes a certain emotion. Like when you go to the gym, you listening to a certain frequency of music that's getting you pumped up. You're like, oh my God, I don't feel like working out. By the time you finish working out, you drenched in sweat. You didn't finish up 30, 45 minutes to an hour, whatever the case may be. Or you listen to certain songs that take you back to a particular memory. You may have you sitting somewhere crying. That's when you're dealing with an energy who is deeply, deeply sensitive. They pick up on literally everything. They pick up on literally everything. And also from other humans, right? That's what makes some of our favorite artists Aries. Think about some of your favorite artists. A lot of them are Aries. Very creative. I mean, I'm not gonna throw no names out there, but word to all of them, for real, because high vibrating Aries who know how to rise above emotions are dynamic artists. Y'all are creative, like oozing creativity. So you want to be around energies who are not afraid to tap into an emotion of tears. That's what I see somebody getting married to. Somebody's not gonna. All right, y'all. So congratulations in advance. But yeah, 8 of Cups was in the past. You're now learning how to walk away when somebody, you feel like, okay, somebody's a crier. Okay, they're picking up on something that I may not be picking up on. I'd be ready to fight, but they fighting for something, but in a different way. It like I said, it balances things out. And so you're focused on movement and determination. And so Spirit asks that your drive be aligned with higher guidance, not just willpower. I'm telling y'all, Aries artists be invoking emotions. People be like, you know what? They be sitting down with their little glass in their hand, just ice just chingling in the cup. You know, people are just like, dang, who wrote that song? A lot of time, Aries. I can't say all the time, but yeah, y'all not afraid to tap into that emotion. Y'all not tap. So you want to. That's what's so attractive to. I want to say some of my favorite artists so bad. I'm not gonna put that out there. I'm not gonna put that out there. I mean, their energy can pick it up on it. But some of them just write the timeless songs. Like people are just like, man, what energy they tapping into? Who are they around? Whose energy they picking up on? That is a high vibrating Aries. Y'all are very creative. Y'all are very, very creative zodiac sign. But y'all not afraid to take a leap of faith, because y'all roll first house. Y'all are really not afraid to take a leap of faith. It's just the other energies you linking up with that's cold-blooded, who haven't done their purging. They haven't done their purging, so they come back, well, I was just playing. I didn't mean to make somebody cry. But that cry for some people could be like, somebody's insensitive. Oh, they being too sensitive. But somebody could be insensitive, right? So it's just saying to you, when people cross a boundary, that's when you say, okay, a boundary has been crossed. Okay, because you can use that creativity. You can use crying for something. You can use crying for writing a song, writing poetry. Again, that's how money comes in for some people. They're highly creative. Highly creative. So money is just circulating. It's a circulation of wealth. They know how to write the songs. They know how to write the poetry. They know how to read cards creatively in different ways. They're not going to just stick to one script. And for them, it's structured and organized the way that they read. Even a reader. This is creativity here. Even when you think that the variations of different cards, the Five of Cups don't look the same on every single person's card. See how this person right here, they out at night, you know, got a foot in a bowl, the water dripping all down there. You see the you know, they looking like, okay, almost hopeless, but they also see a light at the end of the tunnel too. Like, okay, there's you know, they come across as hopeless. You know, like the real dramatic artists, those be some of the best shows. Some of the best shows that you go to, they just be doing the most, coming out in a stretcher, and you know, somebody saying clear, boom, but it's part of the show. Or like the movie The Five Heartbeats, where the two brothers were fighting on stage. One snatched the sleeve off, and then they turn around and it turned into a show. Art is subjective, but it looks like chaos and confusion in the beginning until it becomes structured and authoritative in this. So somebody just needs to be around energies that really need to do a spiritual cleansing. You may want to do one yourself, do a complete and total spiritual cleansing, but you're going to be connecting with energies that are not afraid to put the past behind them. And when some people, whoever you get married to, when they get up and walk out, guess what? You're going to be right behind them. Because they picking up on something. I may not be picking up on something, but they picking up on something. I'm trusting the feeling here. They picking up on something. Y'all could be walking out of a bank. Y'all could be like, listen, unless something don't feel right about this deal here. Well, y'all, yeah, that'll be your excuse. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and listen to, you know, husband or wife. Like I trust their feelings about something. When they get a feeling about something, you're not treating them as if they are your God. You're treating them as balanced, like they have the creator inside of them, just like you have the creator inside of you, right? And that creativity sometimes looks like this person is getting sensitive, that bottom lip starting to quiver. No, I'm just kidding. And you know, like a little kid, their inner child is telling them that took a gamble on something, and that's fifth house, right? Took a gamble on something, and yeah, it's something didn't work out. You know, so let's put the past behind us and move on. Somebody done walked away, ain't coming back. Shot it and got married somewhere. That ain't somewhere. Being loved right. That's you, right? Being loved the way you desire. You prayed to be loved, right? So anyway, looking at the and we do have the Tower card out here for you all. We do have the Tower card, you know, out here for you, right? So this is the environmental influence, because you see yourself as the Knight of Wands. You're a very free-spirited person yourself. Looking at this, you're a very free-spirited person. You know yourself, but you could also be having a Tower moment too. And so that Knight of Wands would be, you see yourself as bold and ready for action. So Spirit affirms your fire, but also encourage mindful direction. When you're around people who don't encourage you to rise above the judgment of, let's say, how much you may like sex, or you know, however, you know, I'm talking about being loved right in the proper way, then, and they want to call you all kinds of names. Oh, I'm talking about men and women. When you know, women are out here calling men, oh, you are such and such and blankety blankety, but you're ruled by a sexual planet. Get into it, y'all. Come on. Y'all know me branding everything, but for real, get into it. Get right into it, right? So yeah, so this right here, the Tower card here, you know, so this is you're having a total recall. So your environment may shift subtly, and Spirit is clearing illusions and restructuring your path for truth. Like if you enjoy intimacy with people, like what, you're grown up. I mean, like, what's the problem? Right? It's just, again, I feel like somebody's gonna be more structured when it comes to your prayer. Like, you know yourself better than anybody else knows yourself. If you like younger or black or white or Asian or Hispanic or Indian or well, Asian, y'all get the point. Source is saying to you that you're gonna put your list together. It's gonna be so clear and so concise. Right here we have the number 6. that you're not going to make it to what you see here. You got the 5 of Cups, it skipped over to the 8 of Cups. You're not going to look like the 6 of Cups, like when you had a sixth sense about something, and then you go, dang it, in hindsight, I didn't even pick up that somebody didn't feel nurtured. That's the 7 of Cups, because the devil is in the details, right? So when people call somebody a snake, and you're still like, nah, somebody had some kind of an awakening. I didn't feel nurtured. They didn't feel nurtured in a situation because somebody was too worried about somebody being called a freak. Hey, you're an adult. Forget all of that. Like, whatever. So somebody could be around somebody who assumes that people cannot rise above judgment, but it's the way stuff is being done. Somebody, wanted to see somebody cry. Somebody wanted to see somebody. So, yeah. So somebody will definitely, in between here, somebody is now learning how to, like I said, get structured and authoritative when it comes to sending out a message, in their marriage. This right here. Here we have the Emperor card. Here we have the Magician card, and with the Chariot card here. Somebody's learning how to rise above the judgment. Right here we have the Tower card, and then also here, right? So in your 10 card spread. And so hopes and fears would be 2 of Wands. So you may fear the unknown yet long for expansion. And so Spirit reminds you that your destiny lies beyond your comfort zone. Yeah, a spark has been lit in your spirit because you're having a total recall of some things, right? But you're never going to be connected from now on. Somebody's like, you're never going to be connected to, some kind of humiliation ceremony on the receiving or sending end of that. The outcome for you is this, the World card, completion and integration. A karmic cycle ends, bringing wholeness and preparing you for your next spiritual journey. So Aries, this week is all about stepping into authority, embracing transformation, and allowing Spirit to guide you through karmic closure. And so the eclipse energy is clearing away what no longer serves, no longer serves you, leaving you ready to begin anew in clarity and strength, sending you love, light, and blessings. Okay? All right, let's close it out with some pink cards and some oracle cards. Okay, so we got it all out here on the table. All right, we're going to get some of these pink cards out here and then also get some oracle cards, and we're going to go ahead and close out this reading for you all. But I'm sending, like I said, sending everybody lots of love and light. This week is about, again, stepping into authority, embracing transformation, and allowing Spirit to really guide you through karmic closure, these cycles. It does matter who you're linking up with. This is the year, and the purging started 2024. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. But this is a year, no matter how long it took you into the year to say, okay, certain things need to be purged. Some people think everything is fun and games until their marriage is affected, right? 4 and 7 is 11 here. And so somebody is now learning how to get off the fence and become enlightened, as well as enlightening other people. 4 and 7 is 11. 11 is a master number, by the way. But somebody is like, okay, you've been through too many, being dragged into a bunch of drama, chaos, and confusion, too much. You don't need to be kept in a loop. Source keeps you in a loop. You don't need to be kept in a loop. Source keeps you in the loop. So let's see what else we got going on here. Let's go ahead and close this out. Yeah, you're keeping yourself in the loop. So take your time to decide. The answers you seek are coming. Somebody has a very prideful spirit. Somebody could have a very arrogant energy connected to them, very stubborn, very domineering. That's not going to apologize to you, right? I see you journaling your journey. They're not going to apologize. In their mind, oh, I was just playing, I was just joking. You take everything. That may be the thing that finally causes you to say, okay, I need to break some kind of change. But messages from your ancestors, I do see you journaling your journey. And so you deserve the best, the absolute best, whoever you are. I see a root chakra cleanse. You're pulling something up at the root. Like you're learning how to get to the bottom of something. When you have a feeling about something, whether your sun or moon sign is, somebody could have an Aries and a Cancer parent, because I'm looking at these two right here. Yeah, and something about their spirit kept you in the loop about certain things. Like you could have been getting some downloads to your dreams Somebody could have been keeping you in the loop. Again, that's lets me know, because I'm looking at this death card here, the judgment card, helps you to learn how to rise above the judgment. So somebody's parents could have been an Aries and a Cancer here, where you were just kind of sort of, you were always kept in a loop about something. But that would be like your gifts, generationally, them keeping you in the loop in the spiritual realm. But somebody feels fulfilled. But yeah, if you're an Aries parent, somebody knows themselves, somebody knows their kids well enough to know that if somebody starts crying, they ain't coming back. You know yourself well enough too. If you get a feeling where you get so mad you want to fight somebody, that's your cue to say, you know what, it's time to leave. Your actual gifts have increased. If you get that mad where you feel like you about to bring a whole tower down on somebody, where you saw veins be popping out your head and your eyes be like bloodshot red, you so mad, you want to take your fist and hit something. So it's like that is your cue. Some people know when a line has been crossed. When a person gets is a fire or something, you get fighting mad to a point where you just want to punch something or hit something or do something behind the back. You're just like, okay, that's it. Somebody's still telling lies about you, but you don't care. So somebody has not been completely honest with you about something, and so it's time to release the burden. Yeah, when you're around people who think everything is a fun and games, but they don't take the time. Somebody, whoever was keeping you in the loop, whoever these energies were that were keeping you in the loop, knew what to say or what to do to get you blowtorch mad, right? Where you just would just black out and don't remember anything. So to say those are types of energy you need to detach from immediately, because so that things can start flowing to you like water. Remember, you got too much fire to water, so it's just saying to you, then it evaporates quickly. That gives a person to pour their emotion into you through your ear gate and eye gate, how they really feel about something, into your ear gate and eye gate. Not when your body is made up of everybody's body, this whole earth, everything within you is outside of you, the majority of water. Why do you need somebody who's playing about something? Yeah, anyway, you're enforcing boundaries. You're enforcing boundaries. And so I do see somebody getting married, but I'm telling y'all, anybody who was dragging you and pulling you down to a lower frequency, dragging you into a whole bunch of mess, they are going to be out. They out of your relationships. From now on, they can say whatever they was playing, but it's gonna be them that's crying, because you. From now on, I'm telling you, I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your cousins, whoever you was linking up with, they're gonna be on the outside now, because they play way too much. Everything is all fun and games until, guess what? They're not invited to your wedding. They're not invited to your wedding. They're gonna have to hear through the grapevine what's going on. Because something about them has been exposed. It's like every single person, whoever brings into your life, they see them as competition. Whoever these energies are, it could be 2 to 3 energies. They see everybody as competition. So a light came on for you. You're like, These are open enemies. That's what they call your polarity sign is Libra, right? And we're not talking about a Libra, but Libra rules 7th house. You're doing an injustice to yourselves, Aries. I don't know who I'm talking to here. I'm talking to man, woman, Aries. It don't really matter. Y'all rule 1st house. And Aries would do an injustice to themselves if y'all don't start listening to the voice within. Y'all are prayer warriors by default. Some people don't need to keep you in a loop, especially if you're seeing a certain pattern. Even with loved ones. If you see a certain pattern, every time you turn around, you crying, or you feel like, okay, I'm getting a short end of the stick because I thought they was keeping me in the loop about something. You're dealing with some open enemies. People that you would have their back 10 toes down, but when it comes to having your back with whatever you prayed for, they're showing you openly they do not have your back. That's an open enemy. That's an open enemy. You have put somebody in a position of playing God and a human in your life. That is very dangerous. To put a human in your life as a God is God of your life. Ain't no way. Individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. There's no freaking way. Somebody was linking up with people who wanted to humble you. Somebody was playing God. It was like literally like the devil was playing reverse Uno with somebody. It's like somebody in your circle wanted to humble you. Like, okay, this person gets everything they pray for. I keep trying to tell y'all, Aries. I keep trying to tell y'all gonna start going back to your mental Rolodex and remembering how quickly Source has been answering your prayers, but you also gonna remember who was hating on those answered prayers right in your own circle. From your childhood, people have been treating y'all like there is a competition out here. You're learning how to have inner power. Inner power. You're tapping into your own. Everybody has a fifth house. You have a fifth house. You have 12 houses. Go open up some of those doors. Don't just stay in the first house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in every single house and schedule a birth chart reading with me so I can break that thing down. Break it all the way down for you. But yeah, get away from these people who everything was just a joke. It was all fun and games until you the one sitting around crying, oh, I didn't know somebody was going to take something seriously. Somebody was talking about death. Who's not taking death seriously? Right? So 200. So good luck. So you make your own fortune in life. You've been working hard in life. Sometimes it's necessary to expect good things to come out of that. So not just more hard work. And so your angels want to send you that lucky break. So big opportunity or moment of respite, excuse me, respite. But you have to believe that it's coming. You have to believe that it's coming. And so, yeah, you're about to clean your house. So Source is cleaning the house for you. So you don't have to worry about that part. But you have to believe that it's coming. So visualize what you want so badly, even if it's frightening to admit that it is. So sit and ponder what life would look like when you get it. This number 2 right here is peace. You are closing out a cycle with 2 energies who thought that you were a fool when it comes to, when it came to your peace. You are protecting your peace, like, I mean, for real. Somebody's on a whole different. You're starting small, but you're staying focused. Somebody's getting away from these karmic couples who feel like they're in a karmic relationship. They're not twin flames. They're karmic couples. They're there to teach each other a lesson, and they don't know when to leave. So they just go, this karmic cycle through generations of karma, just one thing after another, just chaos and confusion. You're getting away from those type of energies because you're no longer inspired by them. You know that your twin flame is out here, and so for you, no toxicity. You're not being stubborn anymore. You're pouring into yourself. If that means, okay, that gotta mean that you by yourself, you getting structured and organized. You're not playing games no more, because relationships are important to you. 411. What's the 411, hun? So y'all know they used to be my CD back in the day. When she put that CD out, y'all know who I'm talking about, Mary J. Blige. That was anyway. But yeah, you don't need to know what the 411, hun, is. When we talking about, keeping you in the loop about, your love life, you know. Come on now, y'all. You know your love language better than anybody else. So you know your love language better than anybody else. When you're around people who want you to humiliate the person that you love, that whole crew need to go. A Lottie Dottie and all of them and everybody need to go. Somebody wants you to humiliate somebody that you say that you love. They need to go with the quickness. All right. So that's what I have for you all. I think this is all in terms of, but you pulling something up at the root, because somebody, I'm telling you, getting married, but I'm telling you, these same people, they won't be invited. They're gonna be outside. What's the Chris Brown song? Hating out on the outside of the club. No, I'm just kidding. But y'all, these energies, you're putting a manhole cover over the past. You're done. You are so done. You're protecting your peace, and it's about to increase. It's about to double. Your peace is about to double. Your good luck is about to double, because Source is answering your prayers real fast. That's the upside of being an Aries. One, you're grateful to be an Aries. That's one, because Source does answer your prayers super fast, because as you all will say how impatient you are, Source is about to answer your prayers real fast. Double your peace. All you had to do was leave foolishness behind. People who kept causing you to be impulsive. Yeah, that's all you had to do. Leave those energies behind and people causing you to be impulsive. Somebody kept saying, look at these energies. They're disrupting whoever you were with in the past, like, look at these energy that's disrupting our peace. Whoever it is, like, these eyes, open your eyes. Basically, somebody was saying, good, open your eyes. These could have been your friends that was saying this energy adds peace to you, you know. They humble, you know. They're keeping you informed. They're focused. They're not toxic. You know, they talk about detoxifying your relationships. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm saying for you all. But sources clean the house for you, because your peace is paramount. When I tell you your peace is paramount, these energies, they're not going to get the same Aries that they had before. Whoever these energies are, even if it's another Aries, they're not going to get the same Aries they had before. Yeah, somebody could be moving. Yeah, somebody could be moving. In spirit, somebody may have already moved or relocated, right? But yeah, a lot of people don't look like what they've been through. A lot of people don't look like what they've been through. And so for some people, they were like, They start crying about something, lamenting over something. They come out the house, they don't look like what they've been through because they had to go through. They may have had to go through energies that they were linking up with, like in terms of family, friends, or energies that you were linking up, and all that stuff being brought back into the house. Who knows what the situation is, because I'm looking at the Six of Cups over here off on the side. But yeah, now somebody's really realizing that when you learn your love language, you can thrive. You don't have to be in survival mode. Yeah, and some people out here, like I said, felt some kind of way in their second house. They wanted to lower people's value in their abundant. So you're on a totally different frequency. You're on a different frequency now. I'm telling you, source clean house for you, or at least expose some energies. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.